Shin box rotations. This is a great movement to get the hips moving in internal and external rotation simultaneously in a pretty non-evasive situation, but you may find that this position itself is uncomfortable for those, whether it's a taller athlete or an older person or maybe just someone that's limited in range of motion. So they kind of like fight to hold it, or they have to lean way back, or you see them like fighting for it. So there's a couple things that we can do. One of the first things that we can do is prop our butt up. By propping our butt up, it kind of makes this range of motion a little bit less evasive and a little bit easier to manage. Now from here, I can do that same rotation in the hips, and maybe it's a little bit easier to get there by propping my butt up. The next thing we can do is use your hands. I don't know why we're in such a rush to not use our hands, because we think this looks cool. When you look at their torso, look how crumpled up they are, and where are they getting that range of motion in their hips? If you look at it from the back, they're probably getting it from here, fighting it, curving their spine, trying to get into flexion so they can find that hip range of motion in their hips. Use your hands to guide your posture. Hands kind of keeping you upright, moving you around. This is challenging those hips, challenging that ball and socket joint, and it's a pretty manageable position to be in. When it comes to shin box rotations, especially the taller athletes that I've worked with, I'll even have them use their hands to pick their butt up off the ground, because maybe they can't get it here and they're fighting to hold it. Remember, keep the main thing the main thing, and the main thing is challenging that rotation of that ball and socket joint. So I'll have them pick their body up, and I'm just really focusing on moving my hips, staying in the same spot, and just picking my butt up off the ground to find it a little bit easier. Now I have a little bit more control of what's going on with my torso, and me not just trying to force range of motion on the hips with gravity. Something I get asked quite often is, why do I keep scooting forward across the ground when doing shin box rotations? Well, think about it. If you have your hands up and you're trying to fight for position in these hips that maybe you don't have, a range of motion that you don't have yet, what's going to occur? You're going to flex in the spine, your pelvis is going to get underneath you, so when you move, you're going to naturally scoot forward because you have such a curve in your spine. So where are you getting that mobility from? You're getting the ability to do that task from your back. So make sure we focus on the hips and use your hands to guide that rotation, because that's truly while we're doing the movement, and we need to make sure we keep the main thing the main thing.